settle myself here. Carolyn, it's good to have you. Good to have this time with you. I know you and Roger have been at St. Andrews for, I don't know, about a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been doing these spiritual biographies partly as a way of helping the community get to know each other, and also as a way of helping others see how God's involved in our lives. Now, we've had a few talks already, so I know kind of about part of your journey and part of the geography of your journey. And Amy and I spent some time in the Lower Mainland, and you, in fact, grew up in the Lower Mainland. So tell me a little about this.
Okay. I grew up in New Westminster, and my dad had grown up in New Westminster, and his dad had grown up in New Westminster. So we never moved out as a family. And we attended Knox Presbyterian Church on Columbia.
I know that church well.
Yeah.
I preached there, yeah.
It was great. And my mom and dad went there, and my grandma and grandpa went there.
Okay.
And anyway, I felt, in looking back, that God really gave me so much as a kid. My parents gave me many lessons in music, piano and singing, and in elocution, and I loved to perform.
Okay.
And they encouraged it, and I was very happy to sing at church or at weddings or recitals, wherever.
So you weren't too timid, or fearful about being in front of others. You're happy to share your gifts.
I was happy to do it. I got nervous before, but it was kind of worth it. I loved it.
Okay. Yeah. And of course, you didn't spend your whole life there. You're here, obviously, in Kamloops. But what was the next stop on your journey? Next major stop?
At 23, I married a lovely Saskatchewan farmer and moved to Merrifield, Saskatchewan. And
that's a big change.
It was a culture shock. And he was very musical, and his family were musical, and he had a beautiful tenor voice, so we enjoyed doing duets together. We'd get big background music and sing these duets, and had a great time.
Yeah, so you were able to share that sort of giftedness together. And
yeah. But all this time, I was kind of hiding a problem that I had, because at age 18 I had been diagnosed with Stargardt's disease, and that's deterioration of the central vision.
Oh, that must have really affected your life, right? Like, just all aspects of your life.
Yes, it did, and it took away my ability to play the piano. I couldn't read the music anymore, and I hadn't really learned by ear at all. I'd learned everything by sight.
Okay.
And I couldn't read the choir music to sing in the choir. And I also developed contracted a virus that attacked my vocal cords. So then I couldn't sing. And in fact, I couldn't even speak for quite a while.
So things that you love to do, talents that you had developed or honed, gifts that you were happy to share with others, it's like they were taken from you.
And I couldn't even go and be with people in public because I couldn't talk for quite a while. And anyway, that all kind of came to a head that one day I just cried out to God that I'm a zero. And I was very depressed, and it seemed like my body and my emotions, everything just kind of broke. And so I just cried out to God and asked for some kind of help and some improvement. And I knew I couldn't do a thing.
Uh-huh.
So any improvement would have to be from God.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So
I can't imagine that. I mean, I know we're not supposed to root our identity in what we do.
I know.
But I know for me it's so hard, I take pride in what I can do well and what I'm able to share with others, and to have that taken away like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of felt that God had taken away all my good gifts that I loved.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't that I was blaming him or bitter.
Okay.
It was how life was, and I was just very, very sad.
So God wasn't per se an enemy that you were angry at.
No.
But the circumstances of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just sad.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And
so, but in looking back, I see that God really did answer my cry.
Uh-huh.
Because over time he worked in me, and though my voice improved somewhat, I really lost my skills in piano and ability to sing well, and of course drive the car, all those other things. But in the music department I lost those skills.
They weren't miraculously restored. No, the vision was still
getting worse.
Yeah, okay, it was progressively getting worse, right?
Yes, yeah, very much so. Yeah.
So what changed then? How did God work within that?
He kind of transformed my thoughts. I allowed that to have new thinking and look at the good that I had left.
Uh-huh.
And he gave me such contentment now, and a sense of freedom.
Uh-huh.
And just, I guess this is acceptance, but it's more than that, because I have an inner joy, too. And
so this is not a sense of like burning grief or anger about this loss, but a sense of sort of transformed into peace, or
yeah, I would say that.
Yeah.
And then God gave me not back those gifts, but he's given me other gifts, among which is my husband Roger.
So now your husband in Saskatchewan, your farmer husband,
my farmer husband,
your singer husband, he passed away.
He did. He had brain cancer.
Okay, so another challenge.
He died away, 59.
Okay.
And 4 years later, I married Roger. He doesn't sing a note, so there's no duets.
He does help you sing, though. I noticed that in church, right?
He does.
He tells you what's on the screen so you can sing. He's singing through you.
Yeah, but then he says, "Do you know this one?" And I said, "Yeah." Like, I couldn't understand why he'd ask me that. It was Praise God from Whom All Blessings Flow, which we sing every week.
The doxology.
Yeah, but he didn't recognize it. Like, he does not know music.
Gotcha. We might have been a different tune that week. We might have thrown something new at him.
Okay, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Anyway, he's a wonderful helper with everything I need to do in life, and he encourages me to get out. And
tell me he fixes everything too, eh?
He fixes everything, and he cleans everything. Stains on the carpet, everything. Yeah, he's great. But his biggest talent that I love is we dance together, and that has really brought a lot of joy to both of us. And our latest passion of dances, we just went to Harrison last week.
Okay.
And we do waltzes and cha-chas and rumbas and any dance that comes up. But our favorite is this Argentine tango.
Uh-huh.
And I think we'll be working on it for life. We dance around the kitchen and try new steps, and we just have a great time.
So, your life story, sorrow and mourning, but dancing and joy.
Dancing and joy. Yeah. So I always recall the little chorus that we say, God gives and takes away, He gives and takes away, but my heart will choose to say, blessed be the name of the Lord.
Blessed be the name of the Lord.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I always think that along with Job.
Job, the story of Job,
Yeah.
who lost, who had so much and lost so much,
Yeah.
and yet God was with him through that.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the story.
That's the story. Well, thanks for sharing your story and your struggle, but also your journey to peace and joy. Thank you, Carolyn.
Thank you.